So welcome to this class, and as we always do, we're going to start with lying down and having a stretch out and just noticing what's here for us today in our body. So let's do that. Taking your time to have a wriggle around to find a comfortable place for you to be. You might want to have a stretch before you begin. Just easing out into the shoulders and the spine, lengthening through the legs, pointing the toes, only if your body feels up to doing this, and then just finding a place for you to be in for a few minutes. So getting what you need to be comfortable in this place. Cushion around the back of the head, something under the knees perhaps. And as you start to tune in a more refined way, you might notice the shoulders could do with moving down a little, or you could shuffle the feet a little bit further apart. Maybe taking the arms away from the body and turning the palms up to the ceiling, or you might want to just rest them on your belly. And if it feels okay for you, closing your eyes if you haven't done so already, but of course you can always keep them softly open, particularly if you start to drift off maybe into sleep. You can reopen the eyes and just have a look around and wake yourself back up again. And sensing into the landscape of your body. This territory you know really quite well, but it's good to explore it, bringing a sense of curiosity to what's here. And allowing your awareness to travel on the rivers and the streams within the landscape of the body. So you might want to start at the top of the head and allow that river of awareness come down through the face, the head, scalp, the neck, the jaw. Down to the chest and the upper shoulders. And as that river goes down through the arms to the hands, the fingers and thumbs, it might get smaller. Just noticing how you can allow the awareness to travel in a flowing, gentle movement. And then coming back up to the neck and shoulders and allowing that awareness to flow down through the body at your own pace. Down the spine, the back, the front of the body, internally. And as this river is flowing, just exploring how your energies are feeling. So we're looking at the physical sensations of the body and the more subtle body of the energies as it flows down through the soft belly and lower, down the legs, the feet and toes. And Noticing how the breath has an impact and an effect on the energies of the body, our levels of awareness. Sensing into the breath in the belly, the ribs and chest, going in and out, ebbing and flowing, just like waves coming up and receding back again on the seashore. Really sensing into the ground beneath you and how the earth, Mother Earth, supports us in every way. Feeling into the energizing in-breath and the softening, soothing out-breath. And noticing too what it feels like to be back here in this space on your mat, practicing yoga. And then starting to deepen the breath and perhaps have a wriggle of the fingers and the toes. And an invitation to move in whichever way feels right for you as you ease yourself from this relaxation to start to stretch. Maybe ease from one side to the other in that stretch, but take your time. There's no need to rush, no need to hurry. Just knowing that all of my instructions are invitational. You don't have to do them. Your body might want to do something else. So in this period of just easing from the relaxation, sensing into what your body needs and how it would like to be. And then when you're ready, bending your knees, placing your feet hip distance apart. You might want to take your socks off as I am. And bringing your spine down to the ground. So having a real sense of connection of the spine. If your head's on a cushion or a block or something, then taking that away. And you might want to just take the hands around the back of the head, draw the chin in a little. And then as you place your head back down, there's a lengthening along the back of the neck. Awareness of the breath. So maybe place the hands on the belly, elbows on the floor, and just feeling into the sensations of the breath here. And next time you breathe out, drawing the knees to your chest and give them a hug. Just bringing them in. Every time you breathe out, maybe drawing them down a little bit further. Noticing what that feels like. And then having a rock from one side to the other. Going to be going a little bit further each time. Just noticing what that feels like for you. Perhaps playing with the edge of that movement. Zigzagging your knees up and down, so that you can feel different parts of the spine mobilizing. And then placing the feet back down on the floor when you're ready. And we're going to take another long stretch. So take the arms up, push the heels away. Point the toes, maybe change the position of the hands, taking them above, with the palms touching now. And we're going to gently roll over onto the tummy. So taking a little time to do this. Just easing yourself into a position of being on your tummy and prone. And placing one hand on top of the other and your forehead on your hands, so that you give your lower back an opportunity to just go into a very slight back bend. The feet are hip distance apart. Taking some nice deep breaths in and out as you allow your back to settle in this position. And then next time, taking a breath in as you breathe out, drawing through your pelvic floor, your tummy button coming to the base of the spine, and your tailbone coming right down towards your heels. So you're tipping your pelvis a little. And as you breathe in again, allowing that to return to neutral. So you're drawing in through your pelvic floor, through your core muscles, just tilting the pelvis and then releasing. See if you can do it more strongly each time. Really connecting in with those areas. And then we're gently going to release that and going to just more gentle back bend. So we're not going right up into full cobra to start with, but slowly bringing us into more of a back bend. So bringing the elbows underneath the shoulders, spreading the fingers wide, looking forwards and allowing the lower back to release. So noticing if you're holding on in any way, just letting the lower back soften. And as you breathe out, just really connecting in through the hands, through the forearms, drawing the chest forward. So there's as if there's a piece of string coming forwards. It might be that you don't feel you move very much, but you can feel the stretch in the lower back in particular, trying to keep the legs, the buttocks nice and soft, and release. So the shoulders come back too, and there's a sense of the chest coming through the shoulders and then back. So sort of waking up the lower back a little, stretching it out in a way that may be a little bit unfamiliar. And bringing your chin onto your hands, separating the feet, turning them out to the sides. So you're like a crocodile sitting on the banks of the River Nile. And releasing up into your upper back as well. So there's a sort of a dipping down of your upper back as well as the lower back. Beautiful deep breaths in and out. Good. And now, as we've sort of warmed up, stretched the lower back, we can go into Cobra. So bringing your hands down by the sides, where your thumbs are sort of in line with the jaw, your legs are parallel, forehead on the floor. Take a breath in as you breathe out, drawing your head up first away from you, and then engaging through the core and the back, lifting yourself up until the last minute where you press down into your hands, looking forwards. And as you exhale, really engaging all of those muscles so that your hands are just there to steady you, not to rely on. And so just coming up and back in your own time. Feeling the vertebrae, you might want to come up a little bit higher each time as you become a little more confident. Shoulders down, away from the ears. Watch the legs, which kind of try to separate. So bring them back together if that's happening for you. Take your time. So once you're up there, checking in whether your buttocks are tight and see if you can release them, so that as you come back down, it's the core and the back that are doing most of the work. And then make this next one coming up your last and hold it in that position, coming up as high as you can. Check in with the shoulders, take them down and away from your ears. Take a breath in, breathing out, turn with the head to look down at your right foot. Come back to the center, turn to look at the left foot. Do that one more time if that feels comfortable on your back. Turn to look at the right. And then down to look at the left. And then from there, just coming up into a long cat and separate the knees and bring your bottom down to the heels and round back into an extended child. Holding that posture, feeling the breath in the back. Good, and then coming up into cat. So starting off in a nice cat posture and soften through the elbows. And we're going to just bring the head down to the right elbow and then the left. So we're just dipping up and back just to allow the pelvis to swing a little bit, release into the back. Hearing all those little noises coming from the body, the wrists, the elbows, shoulders, knees, wherever. side. And then coming into the cat posture with the back nice and flat. And we're going to go into tiger. So we haven't done this for a while. We're going to extend the right leg away as you breathe in and the head lifts. And then really pulling in the tummy button down to the base of the spine as you bring that right knee in and bring the head towards the knee. So as you breathe in, you're extending and bringing the leg up as high as you possibly can. As you breathe out, bring the knee in and the head to the knee. Feeling the rounding of the back. Taking it slowly, controlling the move. Just lifting up. Nice. Rounding the shoulders as the knee comes in and then rolling the shoulders back, creating space in the chest as the head lifts. So the shoulders play quite a role in this. And then gently bringing the right knee down. Just have a pause. Perhaps notice the difference between the right and the left. And then when you're ready, shifting the body weight over onto the right knee, extending the left leg away, taking it as high as you can, and then really having a sense of drawing in through the core. As you roll the shoulders forward, bring the head to the knee. And then extend away once more. So the more slowly you do it, the more I think you can really be aware of the muscles that you're opening and then contracting, but it is also a bit harder. So you're working the muscles really slowly. It helps to tone them. Just feeling into the flexing of the back, the rounding, and then as the leg comes right up, how the back bends. Only doing this as much as you feel you comfortably can for the back. And then bringing both knees back down to the floor and give your hands a shake. Just release into the wrists. Circling one way and then back the other. Great. And then we're going to come back into cat momentarily and then ease through into runner. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, bring the left foot forward. We'll do left foot forwards. So take a little time in runner. So we're going to look the left knee to come above the left ankle. You might need to scoot your foot a bit further forward or bring it back. And feeling that stretch in the right hip flexor. Coming up onto your fingertips, roll the shoulders back, drawing through the core, and then looking forwards. Dropping the pelvis down as much as you can. Notice if there's any tension in the shoulders, softening through that, and breathe. So that every time you breathe out, there's a releasing into the front of the right leg, into the hip on the left. And then bringing your hands up onto your left knee. Drawing in through the core, really feeling into your stability. So only going through these stages as you feel you can. Bring your hands into prayer, breathing in and breathing out, lifting up. Lovely breaths. Keep the core nice and strong. And then bringing the right elbow around the side of the left knee. The left elbow is coming up to the ceiling. Turn to look at that left elbow. Just keeping that stability. Keep breathing. Well done. And then coming back, both hands down either side of the left foot. Tuck your toes under of the right leg and straighten out that back leg. Pressing the heel away, lengthening through the back of the leg, hamstrings. And then from that position, we're going to walk into a very wide angle forward bend. Just allow your feet to sort of swivel round. Let the head release. Oh, nice deep breaths in and out. And then turning the left foot around, the right foot around, as we walk into runner on the other side. So coming around with the right foot forward, and facing in the other direction. Hands down either side. The right knee over the right ankle or above it, and the left knee on the floor, coming onto your fingertips and dropping the pelvis down, looking forwards. Drawing in through the core, shoulders round and down, so you can feel them sort of sliding down either side of the spine. Ooh. Letting everything settle, feel grounded. And then coming up with your hands onto the knee and knowing that you can stop at any time in any posture that feels right for you. And bringing your hands into prayer, breathing in, breathing out, coming on up. Looking forwards. Spreading the toes, feeling the earth. And then bringing the left elbow around the side of the right knee, the right elbow coming up to the ceiling. Take a breath in, breathing out, turn to look up at that right elbow. Well done. And then gently back down. Both hands either side of the foot. Tuck the toes under of the left leg. Straightening out the hamstrings. Back of the knee. Really lengthening that away. And then take a breath in. Breathing out. Walking the hands around to the center. Nice wide angle forward bend. Let go in the head, the shoulders. Oh, some nice breaths in and out. And then we're going to walk the hands forwards. So as if we're doing a sort of a very wide downward facing dog. And breathing in, bringing your shoulders up over and above your wrists. And as you breathe out, pressing into the hands, straightening the spine, coming back. So doing that a few times, breathing in, coming forwards, breathing out, easing yourself back. Taking your time. And then walking the hands back to the center and bending through your right knee. Keep the left leg extended. So you're going into a squat on the right side, extending the left leg, bring the toes up towards the ceiling. And feel that beautiful stretch down the inner thigh. Good. And then come back up, breathing in, breathing out, going the other way. And obviously, if your knees are sore, improvising, not going down so far, but sensing into that inner thigh stretch. Really feeling into that. And then coming back up. And gently walk your feet in towards each other, bending through the knees, and slowly, slowly, with the arms dangling, just allowing the core and your back to bring you up to standing. It's nice and slowly does it. And once you get there, have a lovely roll of the shoulders. Just acclimatize yourself to standing upright. And put the feet hip distance apart. If it's possible for you, closing your eyes as you stand here in mountain. And having a real sense of the earth. Feeling into the ground beneath you. And then allowing that awareness to come up through the body, to the top of the head, to the space above. So that you can really sense into how the space connects to the earth through your body. And then just placing your hand or hands on the center of your body, around your solar plexus, maybe giving it a little bit of a rub. And keep your eyes closed as you're doing this. So that you really identify that part of the body, and then bring the arms back down by the sides. And as you breathe in, feeling the energy from the earth coming up to the center of your body. And as you breathe out, the energy from the space above coming back down to the center of your body. So the earth with the in-breath coming up to the solar plexus, and on the out-breath coming from the space down into the center. Really feeling into the effect that has on the center of your body. And maybe just touching that again and sensing into that feeling. Maybe there's some more warmth there, or some more energy or something. Okay, so we're going to come to the end of the mat. We're going to go into a little bit of a twist now. So making sure that you've got plenty of space around you to go into a twist. So coming to the end and taking a step forward, not too big a step, but a sort of just a bit more than a walking step forward with the left foot. Hands into prayer, drawing in through the core, lifting up from the waist, Taking a breath in as you breathe out, just twisting to your right. So your left leg is forward, you're twisting to your right. And take a breath in and breathing out, extend both arms away. Check in with the fact that they're aligned. Take a breath in, breathing out, going to a little bit more of a twist. Taking the arms around as far as you possibly can. So you feel that lovely twist in the spine. And then take a breath in and we helicopter arms back around to the left. So we keep the legs as they are. Take the arms around. So you're looking to your left now, over your left shoulder. Good. Coming back to the center, both hands together in prayer. Bend through the left knee. Take a breath in, breathing out, just easing yourself forwards and down over that left knee. And then separate the hands and take them down the sides of the body with the palms facing upwards. Let go in the head. Feel the little balancing movements to keep you there. And then as you come up, just sweep the arms up and over above the head and then back down to the heart as you take your foot back. Lovely. And we're going to do the same the other side. So I'm just going to move so you can see me. So coming to the back of the mat. Again, hands in prayer. Take a step forward with your right leg. Drawing in through the core, having a sense of really lifting up into the space above you. You take a breath in and as you breathe out, twisting to your left. Breathing in and breathing out, stretching those arms out, pushing through the heels of the hands, keeping the arms in a line. Take a breath in, breathing out, twisting to the left even more. To look down the left arm. And then gently breathing in, keep the legs as they are, breathing out, turn to look the other way, looking down the right arm. Going as far as you possibly can around and looking at right hand. Easing yourself back to the center. Bring your hands into prayer. Bend through the front knee. Back leg is really straight. Take a breath in. Breathing out, contracting through the core. So as you transition down, taking your time to get there. Let the head come down. The knee is over the ankle. And then take both hands behind with the palms facing up to the ceiling. Just holding it there. You might have a little bit of a sort of a wave going from left to right in your right foot, just to keep you in position. And then deep breath in, breathing out, sweep the arms up. And slowly back down. Bring your feet back together. Close your eyes, so your hands are in prayer, resting on the heart center. Softly Have a little shake of everything. Maybe a little wriggle of the hips, shoulders. Just release. So we're going to go into another wide angle. So taking your feet to about a leg length apart, just as perhaps you were before, drawing in through the core, having a feeling of lifting up through the front of the body and up into the space beyond. So turning the left foot about a quarter of a turn and the right foot out at right angles. And then very gently bending through the right knee, and notice how your body wants to do that twist. So we're wanting to keep it forwards, and then as you turn it forwards, watch what happens to the knee. It wants to then come forwards. So we're going to try and take that out to the sides a little bit. So there's a nice strength, a feeling of strength in your core. And take the arms out to the sides. Rolling the shoulders back and down. Maybe taking the palms up to the ceiling, and notice how that helps to just let the shoulders come back and down a little bit more. And then turn the palms down without changing the position of the shoulders. Good. And then with that right knee bent, I don't think you've all got your right knee bent, that's it. And taking the knee out, take a breath in, breathing out, bring the elbow down to the thigh, bring the left arm up and over past the ear. And turn that palm up to the ceiling. And having a sense of the left shoulder still coming back. If there's a strain on the neck, let the head go down, just looking after the neck. And then bringing the left hand into the small of the back, and the right hand just slides down the leg onto the foot or the shin or wherever you can, and bring the left shoulder back. So there's a real feeling of turning the body, lifting the heart up towards the ceiling, towards the space beyond. Beautiful deep breaths in and out. And then straightening as much as you can through the right leg. And placing the hand wherever feels comfortable. It might be on the floor or remaining on the leg. And then if you can, bring the left arm up and see if you can line up the left arm and the right. You might want to look in your monitor just to see that you're doing that. And again, if it's okay for the neck, turn to look at the left hand. But if not, just dropping the head down to the floor. If this is too much on the shoulder, bring the hand into the small of the back. Take a breath in, soften through that right knee, breathing out. Ease yourself back up and gently down. Walking the feet in towards each other. Have a shake, a little wriggle, and then a pause. So bring yourself into a place of stillness. Close the eyes. Perhaps really notice the difference between the right and the left. Be aware of what's here for you. And then we're going to obviously repeat that on the other side. So taking your legs out once more. Just quarter turning your right foot in and completely turning your left foot out. So watching that rolling that goes on with the pelvis. So you're drawing your pelvis forwards bend through the left knee, and that goes back out as much as possible. So you're actually twisting a little bit in your waist. So bringing that feeling so that the bottom of the body is doing one thing, the top of the body is staying really straight, looking forwards. Good. And take the arms out to the sides. Breath in and breathing out, rolling the shoulders back, bringing the palms up to the ceiling. So having a feeling that engagement with the shoulder blades going down either side of the spine. The core is nice and strong. Bring the hands back around. So the palms facing down. And now it's your choice. You can have palms down or palms up. As we take a breath in and as we breathe out, bringing the forearm to the left thigh, the right arm comes up and over. Feeling that beautiful stretch down through the right side of the body. Turn the palm up to the ceiling and notice how that creates more of a stretch. Just allowing the head to go wherever feels comfortable. And relaxing this left hand often holds on to a lot of tension when we're in this position. And then taking a breath in, breathing out, let the hands slide down through the left leg and let the right arm come into the small of the back. And as you do that, bring the right shoulder back. And breathe. Keep the core strong. And take a breath in as you breathe out, straightening through the left leg as much as possible. So you're not overstretching. You might come up a little bit as you do that. You might want to place your hand at the front or the back or leave it on the leg. And then lifting up the right arm. See if you can get both arms in line with each other. And then turning to look up at the right hand if that's comfortable on the neck. Otherwise, always having the choice to look down to the floor. Place your hand in the small of the back if that's more comfortable. Nice deep breath. And as we transition out of this, softening through the knee, breathing in, breathing out. Oh, gently calming back up. Bring both feet back to the front. And then walking your feet in towards each other. Having a shake, a roll of the shoulders. Okay. I always like to sort of release into the shoulders a little bit. Okay, so feet hip distance apart. Let's just go into some eagle arms, stretch all of that out. So take the arms out to the sides, right arm over left, hold onto the hands, turning the hands around. Sorry if you can hear lots of rain. Suddenly there's a little bit of a squall going on here. So elbows away, lifting on up. Opening into the shoulders, softening through the knees. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out and ease yourself forwards, again doing that with control. You're not sort of throwing yourself forwards. Just letting the head come down, the arms. Yeah, softening through the knees and gently and slowly coming back up on vertebra at a time. And then unravel that. Roll the shoulders. Just have a pause. Notice how one arm might feel a lot longer than the other, which is certainly what's happening for me. And then taking the arms out, and then it's left over right. So making sure that you've done that evenly on both sides. Elbows and hands coming up. Good. And then softening down through the knees. Breathing in and slowly, slowly coming forwards. Let the head go. Maybe have a little bounce when you're there. Breath in and breath out, and coming on up in your own time. And again, just releasing, and let's have a little twist. Just to ease all of that out. And then coming back to stillness, and hopefully you'll feel a bit more even on both sides. Lovely. So we're going to go into a balancing posture, and we're going to go into tree. So just knowing that you need some space above you, and if you need to hold on to any shelf or radiator or wall or something, just to edge yourself in that direction. And also, if you're standing on quite a thick mat, you might want to move that out of the way and just stand on the carpet or the floor, whatever you've got, just because that helps with balance. So separating the toes and really connecting in once more with your core. So it's your core that really helps you to stay up in this upright position. Lengthening through the top of the head. So there's that piece of string coming up. So already that feeling of lengthening, of growing, of coming up out of the ground. And I'm going to shift our body weight over to the left and bring the heel of the right foot onto the ankle of the left, to just give ourselves a moment or two to kind of find our balance through the left foot. You might want to just adjust that a little so that you feel as firm as you possibly can. And then hands in prayer. As we start to ease the foot up, so it might be that you just leave it on the knee, or you might plant it in a thigh, or you might want to turn the foot over, whatever feels right for you. And then when you're ready, taking your arms up, shift a bit under the ceiling. And allow the arms to lift and grow up out of that, out of your waist, feeling the breath, nice deep breaths in and out. Just holding it there as long as you can. Very meditative posture. So adapting it. You might want to come out of it and then come back into it. Lifting the arms right up past the ears, so there's a lengthening. Well done. And then gently and slowly coming out of that with your hip, a little bit of a rub, or just opening out into the hip. And then coming back into mountain, having that pause. Feeling the steadiness of the breath in the body. Just noticing how that feels for you. And then easing over onto the right foot when you're ready, bringing the heel of the left above the ankle of the right. And knowing that sometimes we feel more balanced on one side than we do on the other. So giving yourself the opportunity to take some time over this and to really bring a beginner's mind to it. To bring our hands into prayer. And then start to experiment with where the best place is for your foot. Is it quite low down? Higher up? Just noticing where it feels most secure and comfortable. Hands into prayer. And then lifting up. And feeling into all those little micro movements that your body makes as you adjust and settle. And you might want to find a fixed point, something to look at. And lifting up out of the waist. Really feeling the core is strong. And as you strengthen into the core, it gives more room for the spine to grow and lift and open. And using your breath to steady you too. With every out breath, feel that you're either lengthening or connecting with the ground more fully, spreading the toes wide, or something else. So it's not like a static posture. Beautiful, well done. And then when you're ready, ease yourself out of it. Give yourself a shake and just a minute or so just to move the body in whichever way you feel you want to go. So you're just moving in your own way. Just feeling into what your body needs right now. Good. And then coming into Tadasana, hands in prayer, just resting your hands on your heart center. Just feeling the connection of the thumbs here and this sense of lifting up to the sky, to space. Some sense of opening up to the possibilities. What's here for us. Aware of the breath and the connection with the earth and through us to the space and beyond. Gently just allow that to be released, and we're going to come slowly back down onto the back. So coming down to the floor. Once you get there, it's giving your knees a hug into your chest. A little rock from side to side. Placing the feet back down on the floor. So we're going to go into a nice twist, only doing what feels right for you. So I'm going to give you quite a strong one, but you can modify it if you wish. So just making sure you've got enough space. So I'm just wriggling over a little bit more. I'm going to cross the left leg over the right. Both arms are out to the sides, palms facing up to the ceiling. Take a breath in as you breathe out. Let the knees come over to the right. And see if you can find the floor with your left knee. And sometimes it takes a little bit of coaxing down with the right hand. So just resting, if you wish, the right hand on the left knee. Lovely, long, deep breaths in and out. Letting go of any tension in the shoulders. If it feels all right for your head, your neck, you can turn to look to the left, but if not, just keeping the head in a neutral position. And see if you can just relax in this posture. Feeling the breath in the back ribs. And then gently and slowly coming on out of it. Realigning the spine, just finding that central point. Maybe placing the hands on the belly and closing the eyes. Just for a few breaths in and out to notice how you're feeling. And then crossing the right leg over the left, knowing that this might feel a little bit different on this side. Taking both arms out to the side. Take a breath in as you breathe out. And those knees down to the left. And you might want to place the left hand now on the knee or on the thigh, just to draw it down a little bit further. Feeling into the breath in the body. And then turning the head to the right if that feels okay for you. So there's a real sense of twisting the spine all the way up, right from the base to the top. Relaxing in this position, just feeling all those muscles stretching. And then slowly coming back up into the center. Just pausing here for a moment, having a few breaths in and out, breaths of awareness. And then whenever you're ready, just finding your layers. Making yourself comfortable, coming into a posture, pose that feels right for you today. So it might be Shavasana with your legs extended. It might be on your side or belly, or legs up the wall or on the chair, or you might just want to sit, and that's perfectly fine. Whatever you feel you like to do. Just finding your comfortable place. And as you lie there, allowing an awareness of how it feels to have moved in this way, the areas of the body that perhaps have worked quite hard to stabilize you, anywhere that feels stretched and open. Also tuning in to those areas of strengthening. Helping us to feel more resourced and resilient. And as you lie there, I'm just going to read to you a poem that I'm sure I've read you before, but it just feels quite appropriate for the world at the moment. The Peace of Wild Things by Wendell Berry. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water. And I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free. So, of course, you can stay there, resting in your own home, in your space, or if you wish, just bringing yourself back into a little bit of movement. Just having a stretch, a regular round, taking your time. No need to hurry. Just doing whatever your body feels it would like to do. And then easing yourself up slowly by lying on your side, first of all, and having a pause, a rest, and then coming up to sitting when you're ready. Lovely. Have a nice long stretch. Take the arms up. Breathing in. And let them float back down as we breathe out. And namaste. Thank you very much indeed.